Hey guys, it's Luke from DLM here, and today we're going to be looking at what each of the pre-Hardmode staffs would look like with 100 summons. Now, I got this idea from a Reddit post, and I'd seen it done a few times with some of the old staffs, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, but this Reddit post reminded me that it was possible, and I want to see what all these stars look like with 100 minions in action. So for those of you wondering, I'm using the cheat engine, which I will link to in the description, and what we're going to try out with first is the Finch Staff. Now, I'm not using any summoner items or any summoner quips that help summon, so it's really just going to be the Finch Staff with 100 summons. So I'll speed this up a little bit, but we'll eventually get to 100. So let's give this a gander. Alrighty guys, so this is what it looks like with 100 finches. Now, it takes them a while to find their place, and they keep getting dragged away, but it looks like I have a really, really big hat. Almost like, maybe if I had some, if they were blue, I might look like Marge Simpson. Maybe not, maybe it's a bit too tall for that, but you can see it, there's a few of them, hey? I got a whole family on top of my noggin, and some of them just go missing sometimes, so what we're going to do is we're going to try fight maybe a boss with this. I think the only boss that's worth fighting is the Slime King, because even though there's 100 of them, they're not going to be doing all that much damage. And my understanding of finches are ones that go, well, this is what's bloody happening, I guess. I was going to say, I think they might cause invulnerability ticks because they pierce enemies. But I mean, that was King Slime, so maybe we'll try Eye of Cthulhu or someone else, hey? Where are you at? You came from the left last time. Oh, you're just gonna teleport in. So I mean, 100 summons is a bit. My computer seems to be handling it okay. Maybe one day in the future I'll do 500 of each. But for now, that's 100 baby finches. We can just go around with our big old hat around the world and just, you know, have a good time. The rest of the family to catch up. Here we go. Come on. It's like a balancing act with 100 little baby birds in my head. Alrighty, well that's 100 finches. Let's go back on. Oh, well, let's go to slimes next. Alright, boys and girls, we have 100 slimes, and they seem to kind of be following me. That issue that I thought the finches might have, I actually don't think it had them, but the slimes definitely had them. So they pierce through enemies, and they're definitely giving each enemy a bit of invincibility frame. So you can see that even though there's 100 of them, they're not doing all that much damage because only one can kind of be attacking at the same time, which is a bit of a bummer. But let's see what happens when I introduce or invite the King Slime into our battle. Okay, come on, you're gonna have to jump over here. Come on, come on. So let's see how much damage they can do at a time. Just please stop attacking the fairy. It's been long enough. Come on. Here we go. Come on. Jeez, these slimes have pretty average pathfinding. Thankfully, they do enough damage to do more than one attack to it at a time. But you can see, even though there's 100 of them, they're not doing all that much damage. They're definitely giving it some iframes, so the gamers call it. Alright, we're nearly at the end here. I think we'll only fight him once. You can kind of see how it's going, but if you go for a little run with all these slimes chasing, it looks a bit... Oh, I just ran into it, oops. If you go for a little run, you can see them, they're just... There's way too many of them, it looks like I'm pulling them out of my bum. But that's a few slimes. Well, let's get up here, hey? Let's see what they look like in a line. They just keep on coming, eh? And I mean, they're decent against flying enemies, but the finches were definitely a little bit more impressive in this. Alright, let's jump onto the Vampire Frog Staff, which is another new staff. Alrighty, so we've got 100 vampire frogs, and I think these have the exact same issue as the, what are they called? The the slime staff, where they can only do damage once to a enemy at a time. So they've got that invulnerability stacking because you're trying to do damage too quickly to an enemy. Bit annoying, but like, hey, I didn't make the game, and I think it's a fair enough balancing thing. You're also not meant to have 100 bad boys running around for you. So let's see how they go against the King Slime. They definitely do a little bit more damage, 11 as opposed to 8 and 7, but just because they can do damage relatively infrequently, 100 isn't as impressive as you might think. It's going to be exciting when we get to the hard mode weapon, other hard mode staffs in the next video. So it looks pretty cool. All right, let's let these guys finish off with the King Slime. Alrighty, so we beat the Slime King. You can see it actually took a while. It might have actually taken longer than the baby slimes took. We're just going to go for a little bit of a flight and see how it looks with all these frog babies following us. Might be a bit dark, sorry about that, but look at them all go. They're pretty cute, to be honest. I think these might like rank in 3rd in the cuteness scale. Oh, actually the baby hornets are cute. Maybe they're just like Finch, Slime, Imp, Hornet, Imp. Imps aren't too cute, sorry. Sorry for all you Imp fans out there. But let's try out the Hornet Staff now. Alright, it's a beautiful new day in Terraria. I want to wait until it got a little bit lighter. Let's spawn in 100 Hornets. Alrighty, we've got 100 Hornets, and it looks like these are probably the first example of just like actually overpowered. I feel like there was diminishing returns for every slime or frog you summon, but it scales pretty linearly. Oh my god. Linearly. Nah, I'm not even trying. It scales in like a straight line with the amount of Hornets you have and the amount of damage you're outputting. There's no invincibility frames caused by these because they shoot non-piercing projectiles. They just do a ridiculous amount of damage at a time. So you can see this King Slime's almost already out of here. Definitely is, and you can really see these guys. They do fly like it's a hive, and I'm their queen. I'm the queen bee from the Hornet Staff, or the Queen Hornet. Sorry. Let's see how. I mean, we are fighting hard mode enemies, which have much higher defense than what these are meant to be facing against, but they're still shredding them. This is surprisingly it looks much cooler than I expected it to. I thought the Hornets wouldn't be one of the cooler looking ones to have 100 of, but it's very fun having an entire bee swarm behind you that shoots out stingers. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. There we go. I like that one. I like Hornets, but we're gonna keep it moving and we'll jump on to Imps now, which is the last of the pre-hard mode ones. That's a poof. I rate these an A or an S tier, I reckon, if I'm doing rankings. Alright, let's do Imps now. Let's do Imps. Alrighty, so we've got 100, and these ones actually started glitching out a little bit. You can see they're meant to, I think, fall in line, but after they got off screen, they've kind of just clustered around me, and they intermittently like explode, and a few more reveal themselves. So let's see. Hopefully they form up. I think that's the word when an enemy arrives. But it just looks like there's a bunch of lasers coming out of me. These do look pretty cool, but unfortunately they're a little bit glitchy. I mean, it's not really the fault of the developers, I don't think. I am literally using a cheat engine to get all this in there, but let's see how it fares against the King Slime. So these are the strongest pre-hard mode summons, to the best of my knowledge. 17 summon damage, and I think these might be having the same issue where they can only have a certain amount of invincibility. There's an invincibility, there are invincibility frames because the attacks pierce. So these ones aren't actually as strong as you'd expect against single target enemies. I might spawn in Eater of Worlds after this one and see how that goes. Because it's just, hey, it's a multi-segment body with piercing attacks, so I think it might reveal their true power a little bit more. We'll find the Brain of Cthulhu instead. It's got a lot of things at the start which you got to kill first, so let's see how they go against them. Jeez, it's just a whole it's a firestorm. Oh, and absolutely wreck them. Yeah, against multiple animals, these are good, and so are all the other ones that pierce. But against single targets, it's not terribly interesting. Oh, it's not terribly overpowered. Sorry, is the phrase. Unfortunately, it looks like a lot of these imps. It's just a bit glitched, like you can see. Some will fly off screen, and a lot of them is despawning and respawning like behind me, because that seems to be like what the pack does. But that is all 5 of the summoner staffs from pre-hard mode with 100 bad boys behind them. Again, I use cheat engine. If you want, I can upload a tutorial on how I got this working. But if not, stick around. I'll be doing pre-hard mode. I'll be doing hard mode enemies, hard mode staffs as well. And I got some other cool videos cooking in the works. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on next time. Say goodbye, my 100 imp army. Thank you.